Okay, so I think it was about time I did this video. So this is gonna be a tier list for all the Dragon Ball Z games that is on this. So shout out to the boy Rhymestyle. So he did this before, and I'm actually gonna do it myself. I want to see what kind of games that I have played and which ones I would rank it at, honestly. So we're just gonna get straight into it. So the first ones we're gonna go into are these. Honestly, I've never played these before. These are the main two I haven't played before. I haven't played that before. We'll start off with, I haven't played that before either, Dragon Ball Evolutions. You might get a lot of hate from it, you might not, honestly. Based off the gameplay of it, it's technically more based off of just Budokai, honestly. So you might give me hate for this, you might not, I'm not sure. I have played this one before. It literally felt like Budokai, so I'm gonna put it as a C. Just because I know the actual movie was garbage and the characters aren't the best, but if we're talking about game style, it's literally Budokai, so I'm gonna put that as a C just because it's a midway between S and F. So you know, I kind of have to give it there. So now you can agree with me, you can't agree with me, of course, let me know in the comments below, but this is where I'm gonna rate it right there. So the next one, you already know where this is. Budokai 3, one of the best games that I've ever played, honestly. I think even the Dragon Rush itself was pretty cool. A lot of people didn't like that, honestly, but this was probably one of the best games to come out, especially with the roster, which was pretty good. Even with Super Saiyan 4 finally being announced, you know, all that stuff was really fun. So Budokai 3, an S tier for sure for me. I played that literally every day when I had it. I still have it, but whenever I played it all the time. Now the next one, Battle of Z. Battle of Z was actually really garbage in my opinion. The only thing I didn't like about it was the mechanics on the fighting. It just felt really weird. I don't think it was meant for how Dragon Ball Z was. But it was the first time Super Saiyan God was ever shown, so I'm actually going to put it into the B tier. I played enough of it to know that how the game style is. I just don't really like it, honestly, so I'm putting it at the B tier because it does have Super Saiyan God and Beerus, of course. So, and it was a really fun way to do, you know, multiple teams together, and it had different, you know, it had Naruto, Goku in it, and stuff like that, like stage mode style. It was cool. I'll give it a B tier though. Personally, I think it wasn't the best game, but it could have been better. Now this one, Super Sonic Warriors 2, I definitely played. The game style was a little weird. This was on the DS, so of course it's not gonna give you the best. So I'm gonna put it as a C tier. I have played it many times before. Tenkaichi 2. This, I can't remember how many times I've played this. I'm gonna have to put it at the S tier. Honestly, a lot of the Tenkaichi games were really good. S tier for sure. Tenkaichi 2 had a lot of characters in it, and the mechanics of the game itself got much better from Tenkaichi 1. So I'm actually gonna look for Tenkaichi 1. Wherever it is, I'm gonna actually rate that now. So Tenkaichi 1, let me put that's not where it's going, I'm just moving it up. Tenkaichi 1, personally, I think it has to be an A. Only because since it was the beginning of the Tenkaichi series, they had a lot of issues. One, the mechanics didn't really feel the best. Two, the health bars were literally just one bar, so you kind of, it dragged it out a little longer, but it just didn't feel right. Tenkaichi 2 is where they fixed a lot of their issues for this, so it was still the same kind of style, of course. Tenkaichi 1 through 3 definitely had the same kind of style of the feeling, but the mechanics definitely changed. Different combos, much different in roster, of course, and stuff like that. So I definitely rate the Tenkaichi in the A series. Tenkaichi 3, we already know, we're gonna put in the S tier. That's not even a question. A much bigger roster, the fix a little bit better in the mechanics of the game, you know, different combos and stuff like that as well. So Tenkaichi 3 for sure, S tier. Raging Blast 2, now this is where it's gonna get a lot of hate. I personally have to say A. I have to say A. Some people might say B, C, because I know a lot of people didn't like it. But A, I just think it was a fun fighting game. I just didn't like how the mechanics looked itself, how the characters themselves looked. It seemed a little too unrealistic to me. Actually, while we're rating that one, I'm gonna bring up Raging Blast. Now, this, I'm not sure how a lot of people are gonna feel about this. This could be in between S and A. This was the first game on the PS3 to give it like a Tenkaichi feeling. So this one, I have to say, I played this every single day when I had it, and I am going to put it at S tier. I personally like this version a lot more than the second version of it. It just a different mechanic to the game. You had, you know, a pretty decent roster. This is where you finally got to play online with rankings, like really good rankings. I played with so many people on this one, so I have to give this one a definite S. Honestly, that's just how I rate it. So that's where I'm gonna leave it at. So the next one is Attack of the Saints. I've never actually played that one, so I'm gonna put it in the never played before. So I won't lie about that. Super Dragon Ball Heroes, I'm gonna have to put it in a B tier. I like the collecting aspect of it, but as a game itself, it's really not that fun. Some people might say it's really fun to them, but personally, it's just not that good. It could be a little bit better, but card-based, you know, the aspect of that, collecting your cards, pulling cards like Dokkan, for example, this is where I would say a B tier for sure. You guys can let me know in the comments below how you guys feel about all of these two as well. If you guys agree with any of them, let me know. If you don't, just let me know. I really want to know. So this one, I think this is Dragon Ball Legends. I never actually played this before. I've seen the gameplay of it, but I've never personally played it. This one, I'm not even sure what that is. Dragon Ball Origins, I remember this one. I'm gonna actually put it as a D tier because it wasn't really that good. The Dragon Ball Heroes, I've never technically played that one, so I'm not gonna put it. Shin Budokai, I'm gonna put it as a C tier as well. It was missing a lot of stuff. The storyline was okay. It wasn't really the best for it. Mechanics is literally just Budokai, so it felt like Budokai 3, but I might have to put it at the B tier technically. Actually, no, because it was on the PSP. I feel like it was missing stuff, so never played that before. We have Shin Budokai. Shin Budokai was a B tier for sure. They fixed a little bit more in the game style from the first Shin Budokai, because this was another road. They definitely put more characters in it, better, you know, designed to the game itself. So I'll definitely put it in the B tier. Budokai 1. Budokai 1, very nice storyline, honestly. The only bad thing was that I stopped at the Cell Saga, but that's understandable from the year it was. So I'm actually going to put it into the B tier, only because I feel like they could have done a little bit more with some characters. So I'm putting it B tier. This one I've never played, so I'm not going to put that there. I'm just going to put it never played. This Burst Limit. Burst Limit is an S tier to me. This was basically Budokai 3 and on the PS3, the new gen at the time, so next gen console. This is literally one of the best games to me. I love the actual arts, like the game style, the mechanics of it, the cutscenes, all of it. The storyline, of course, only went to the Cell Saga, but I still rate that this is actually an S tier game. I would actually go back to this game than any of these games if I still had like my PS3. This one, I've actually played this on the PC itself. I've been able to play before. This wasn't that good. I've never played this before. I played this one before, the Dragon Ball Z version. I'm honestly FT. These are garbage games, honestly. Dokkan, I didn't even know Dokkan was on here. Dokkan as an aspect. Now this is literally where the channel is. So Dokkan itself, aspect of collecting cards is cool. You know, pulling hype cards is really fun. I would definitely not put this as an S tier. This definitely does not belong there. As an aspect of collecting cards, honestly, I would probably put it as an A, just because it's more hype to it. But since it's not really much that you do with this game, and since it's an autopilot game, I'm going to put it as a B tier. So you guys might agree with it, you might not agree with it. Honestly, some people might even put this as an F tier too, so just because a lot of people don't have good rates and stuff like that. So I'm not sure. I would probably put it at the B. This one I've never played before. I've never even seen that before. Dragon Ball Legends. Legends honestly is not that good. Legends personally to me, like I said, aspect of collecting cards is fun to me, but as a game itself, it has a lot of issues, network issues and all that stuff. So I'm gonna put it as a C tier, for sure C tier. Connect, F, because honestly it was terrible. Tenkaichi Tag Team was actually pretty fun, I'm not gonna lie, but I feel like it was not the best to it. Some parts of the game itself, when you're playing the game, it just didn't feel right. So I'm gonna put it as a C tier, and I enjoyed it here and there. So Ultimate Battle 22. So none of you guys are gonna remember this on my channel, because I'm pretty sure none of you have been here that long. Honestly, I would probably say this game, as mechanics, it's not that good. It's probably one of the worst things I would have to say, but since I played this game a lot on the PS1, and I still actually played a good amount of it, even when I was a little bit older, personally, I'm going to say where I'm going to put it is going to be pretty funny, but I'm going to put it as a B tier. B tier is actually really funny to me, but I had a lot of fun with this game. The roster wasn't the best, and some glitches were there, but you could technically get 5 more characters if you unlock them. You could do it with cheat code, or you can't actually unlock them properly, but I am gonna say that that was a B tier to me. I had too much fun with this, so that's just me personally. This I've never seen before, so never played ever. This I've definitely played. I'm gonna put it as a C tier. Game Boy Advance was really fun for this one, so I'm gonna put it there. Let's see. This one I've never played before. Never seen that before. All right, GT. Now this one was lacking. I'm gonna say that for sure. I didn't like how it was sideway based, compared to like Legacy of Goku 2 or stuff like that. GT, it was fun to see Super Saiyan 4 at the ending of the game. But personally, I didn't like how the game was set up where it's only sideway based. You have to go to the right. So it just felt it was limited. So I feel like they could have done more. Maybe like an actual, how Budokai, Booth Sphere and stuff like that is. But they messed up on that one for sure. Dragon Ball Origins, I've played that one before itself. I'm actually going to put it as a C tier because they did work a little bit more on this. Because this is like I believe this was the original of it. And I've played it before, but honestly, it's not the best. I'll put it as a C tier. Dragon Ball Fusions I've never actually played, so I'm not gonna even put that there. I've never played this before. This one I've played before. Dragon Ball Revenge is actually a B. I actually like that it was on the Wii, so it felt really cool on that. I didn't play too much of it, but when I did play it, it was pretty fun to me, so I'm gonna put that as a B. Budokai 2. Budokai 2, I'm gonna put it as an A tier. The only reason why I wouldn't jump to an S tier is because, it was lacking some things. One, the character roster wasn't the best. It was a decent amount, but I didn't like how it was the board game style, all those things. It just didn't feel right. Budokai 3, they fixed it with actually flying around, so that's why Budokai 3 is an S tier. But Budokai 2, I just didn't like the board style. It was annoying how they had to go back and forth. The enemy is running from you sometimes. It was just annoying. Budokai 1 and 3 HD remastered as an S tier. It has Budokai 3 in it, so that has to become an S tier itself. Budokai 1 was still pretty good. I put it as a B tier, but that's understandable from the roster and how far the game went and stuff. But I would say that was still really fun that they did a actual remaster of it to put it in S tier. So that's just how I would put it. This card game, I remember this card game. I actually used to have it. I'm gonna put it as a D tier though because it was pretty trash. Alright, Extreme Butoden. I had a lot of fun with this one actually. This is on the DS or 3DS. This is where a lot of the good musics are too, so I'll definitely rate this one for sure as an A tier. This is when they had Super Saiyan Blue, Goku and Vegeta. This is where Beerus is in it and stuff like that. Very fun for a small, device to play on, so I would put it as an A tier. Never played this before. Never played this before. Never played any of these kind of games. I'm pretty sure. Game Boy Advance or Game Boy. No, I don't remember these. I remember this one though. This Legendary Super Awakening. I forgot what it's called. Oh, Super Warriors. Yeah. This one, it was pretty trash. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna put the D tier. Infinite World, I never actually played, so I'm gonna actually put it in never played before. I know it's a little Budokai 3 style, but personally I've never played it, so I'm not gonna put it anywhere. This one I've never played before either. There's a lot of Dragon Ball Z games I've never played, but that's all in the older versions. Sagas now. Sagas now. I like that it was like an technically open world style game where you can play it, but it really was limited on what you could do because it was based off the arena you're in. So Sagas, honestly, it was probably a B tier. The character roster was decent. The fighting style was kind of whack, honestly, because it was limited on how you could do things. So the combos were specific on how you did it. If you didn't do it right, you had to keep on doing it until you did the proper way. The best part was when you fight with Cell, when you're Gohan, because you can go Super Saiyan 2. The way you did it was really weird. You have to basically get 2 health bars for this. This one, Supersonic Warriors, I remember playing the second one, but not this one, so I'll put it as never played. Legacy of Goku 2, I would probably put it as an A tier. I think it was just missing the concept of, doing more transformations, other units that you can play, other characters you can play with, so it wasn't as much to it, to be honest. But I'll put it as an A tier because I actually had fun with it. Never played this before. Never played this one before either. There's a lot of games that I've never played. Okay, Taiketsu, I remember this one. I'm gonna put it as an F tier because this is beyond garbage. If this is one game you would play, don't play it. That's all. Boost Fury, it's S tier. 100% S tier. I've never played this before, honestly. I never played this before. Alright, now we're gonna get into Xenoverse. Xenoverse 1, I'm gonna put as a B tier. So, Xenoverse 1 was pretty unique to how the game style was for the PS4. I like that they had the concept of, you know, making your own character, working on your own character, but I don't know, I just feel like it wasn't really up there. Since it was the beginning of the Xenoverse sagas itself, it was pretty cool. But personally, I just think it was B tier, honestly. I started to explain, I had a lot of fun with it, but I didn't have it as much fun as I did with Xenoverse 2 compared to this. Xenoverse 2, I would say an A tier. The reason why I would say A tier is because I feel like they just need to move on with this game. I think it's time for like Xenoverse 3 or something new, completely different from how Xenoverse is. But the network style, yeah, a lot of people are going to complain about that. So if I put it as S tier, a lot of people are going to complain that the network style is trash. You know, the game style is not the best, all that stuff. So I'm going to put it as A tier. Personally, I think that's a pretty good spot for it. Fighters, I'm going to actually rate this an S tier game. It's actually really fun, and some of it takes skill, some of it doesn't, honestly. So, but I like the roster to it. It's nice and clean. The game style is really fun. You know, it's a fighting game, 2v2, it's 2D fighting game next to each other, but with the 3D aspect of it at some point. So, personally, I think that's an S tier game. This one I've actually played before. I'm gonna put it as F tier though. I remember this one, but it's not that good. Legacy of Goku, F tier. Honestly, it was missing a lot. I don't care what anyone says. Personally, it was garbage. That's why from an F tier to an A tier to Legacy Goku 2 was a huge difference. This one was just really lacking in a lot of aspects. One, flying was annoying because you had to collect these small little wing orbs to even fly. The fighting style was garbage. You know, the story was decent. Some of the things were really confusing on how to get past, but I don't know. Personally, F tier. I've never played this before. I don't remember this one. I know it's a Hachiek thing, but I don't remember even playing that. Final Bout. Final Bout, I would rate this C tier. I actually had fun with Final Bout. I liked the roster. The roster was fun. Had Super Saiyan 4, so I kind of had to agree with that one. But it was just too limiting on the combos you could do. And sometimes it was hard to even counter attacks. No matter how you did it, it just was so hard to counter attack. So then you have this one. Honestly, I've never played that before. Super Dragon Ball Z was actually really confusing to me. I would probably put it as a D tier. The mechanics were really weird. It was really fun, but it was just weird to me. So personally, I would probably put it a D. Combos were really hard to do actually. So D tier for sure. Tap Battle, I've never played before, not that I know of. And then Ultimate Tenkaichi, F tier. We already know F tier. It was literally because it was just clicking triangle or square. It was just random completely. So I had no skill to it, nothing. The game looked nice, but they literally messed up the Tenkaichi name with that one. But that's my tier. Honestly, that's my tier list for all the Dragon Ball Z games that's on this. I used this from Rhymestyle's link, so this is basically the games that he picked out. So this is gonna do it for this video, guys. If you guys do agree with any of these, let me know. I personally think this is a good list towards myself, but it could be different for everyone else. But just let me know in the comments below. If you guys did enjoy, let me know, as well as dropping a like onto the video. If you guys want to see something more of this, if you want to see another version, anything like that with like anime or whatever you want, let me know. I'll even do it with you know, Dokkan Battle if you want me to. So let me know in the comments below. If you guys are new to the channel, if you haven't, make sure to hit that red subscribe button. And other than that, guys, it's DBZSkills signing off. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.